Hello everybody, we are here live at the Lansing Eastern Stadium here in Lansing, Michigan. And here's our third match day between Lansing Common FC and Grand Rapids SC. My name is Noah Stucker. I'll be here on play-by-play here with Josh Lee on color. Josh, how you doing?
I'm doing good. It is a breezy Saturday afternoon. Not as hot as it's been on a couple match days. Not as cold as that first couple match days that we did. Kind of an even-keeled day today.
You're right. Heading into this matchup, we've got Lansing is coming off a 1-1 draw against Midwest. And they're down a few people today. One of the key ones is Miles Foster, who will be out for the rest of the season with a sports hernia.
Yeah, disappointing. We're not completely sure how Miles Foster ended up getting hurt, if it was in a training or if it was last week against Midwest United under 23s. But a big loss. There's a lot of shuffling going on at the back line, trying to figure out another partner for Spencer Powell. Going for the rest of the season, Miles Foster really imposed his will through those couple of games. A player that you and I know, we talked about a lot, and we were really commanding his ability to be that veteran presence alongside Spencer Powell. It's going to be a huge loss for the rest of the season, losing Miles Foster, but they have the depth to continue going forward without him.
Yeah, another key loss to them is Jack Voigt. Last game against Midwest, he had collided with their goalkeeper, and he is said to have cracked a couple ribs, so he will not be here for at least the short term.
Yeah, Coach Derby and I were talking pre-game, and they didn't even know Jack Voigt missed practice during the week, and they were unsure of why he was missing practice. But you know, these are college kids. You know, they have work commitments. This is a side commitment. They were unsure, but Coach Sorg gave Coach Derby some info that apparently Jack Voigt has got some cracked ribs from that collision, and so he'll be out in the next couple weeks. But again, something that they have the depth to go forward and they'll be okay with.
Yeah, another one, not injury related, is Elijah Mess. Earlier in the week, he had requested his release from Lansing Common FC, and what do you know? He is here on Grand Rapids team playing against Lansing Common.
Yeah, and this was coming in a little bit of a shock, but it's closer to home for Elijah Mass. Makes more sense. Believed, we don't have the starting lineup for Grand Rapids in front of us, but it is believed that he'll be a sub for Grand Rapids, an impact player coming off the bench. It's kind of the role that he was going to play with Lansing Common this season, but definitely a bit of a disappointment not having the depth that they had earlier in the year.
Meanwhile, here is the starting lineup for Lansing Common. Here in goal, once again, Brooks Boersma will be the one on duty. The four backs in front of him will be number 5, Blake Swatton. We got number 25, Ben Novello. The captain, number 23, Spencer Powell, and to his right will be Max Crawford, number 15. In front of them will be Jack Heald and Avery Drieske. And then around midfield, you got Carter Hagan as your striker, and then Ali Ahmad, Michael Casaglanis, and Josh Mattery accompanying him.
Yeah, it's going to be a big day. Coach Derby and I were talking pregame. This is a new starting 3 across that midfield. They'll be just sitting in front of Jack Heald and Avery Drieske. They'll be dictating the play. Ali Ahmad getting that first coveted start. We were talking about it pregame. One of those names that all the kids that come out to watch this game, all the names that they know who Ali Ahmad is. Then you have Josh Mediri on the wing, close friend of some people that I know. He's coming over from Spring Arbor, just graduated this year, so he will get his first chance to start. And Michael Casaglanis, who, as we know, in that first friendly match we played, scored a hat trick in about, I want to say, 7 or 8 minutes. So Coach Derby was talking, he said that these guys earn their stripes, earn their minutes through training. They deserve to be starting, and they're going to make the impact that the Robins need moving forward in this one.
Yep, the game is shortly going to be underway here at Lansing Eastern Stadium. It's shaping up to be a good one for the Robins. Grand Rapids has broken their huddle and is ready to march their way towards the field. Lansing is not too far behind them, just getting themselves ready and getting preparing mentally right now before they break into formation.
The coveted huddle, got to get hype before this one. Big league game for Lansing Common. Set the tone and really distribute themselves away from the bottom of the pack and really challenge to be able to have that chance going into the championship game later in July.
All right, looks like Grand Rapids will be the one now with start possession in this game. And now we are underway here in Lansing as Grand Rapids starts it off. All right, first few 10 seconds in the game, and has already got a throw in for Lansing Common. Everyone's shifting it over, and we got a fast break right here. Right on the right corner. It is halted by Grand Rapids. Ball's being pushed around a little bit. Ahmad now has possession of it. Passes it behind him over to Drieske. Now he's going to pass it back to Powell. Angle it to the left over to Swatton. Swatton's going to give it back to Powell. And now he's going to give it back to Swatton. Trying to make a man miss, maneuvering around. Now it's going over to Heald. Crossfield pass over. Now it's going to angle backwards to right around midfield. Trying to regroup now with is Heald. Now giving it to Crawford. Now Crawford's going to go over to Drieske. Driesche's going to go over to the left. Now he's going to give it back to Swatton. Swatton was waiting for that one. Now over to Madiri, who can't keep it inbounds, and it's now going to be a Grand Rapids throw-in.
Josh going to want that one back. Just a little bit of a miscontrol. Took his eye off the ball. Something that he'll fix going into this one.
All right, meanwhile, Grand Rapids has it on offense. Stopped by Swatton. And is now corralled in by Ahmad as he gets tripped up. No foul called there as Grand Rapids is going to get back on offense. Racing for it now is Boersma. And he goes to kick it and is blocked off of, it looks like, I believe it blocked off of a Lansing player, and it's going to be a corner kick for Grand Rapids.
Yeah, Ben Novello just got into that one. A little bit of a miscommunication there from Brooks Boersma and Novello. They just couldn't figure out necessarily what to do there. Boersma trying to come out to it, trying to get a long kick. It looked like Novello should have been able to get there easily. Just a bit of miscommunication.
First opportunity here for Grand Rapids in the Lansing box. No good on the corner kick. As Lansing is now going to try and generate some offense of their own. Racing for it right now is midfield. Looking for an opportunity, gets a kick over to a Grand Rapids defender. Racing for it right now was Costaglanis. And a shot, and it goes out of bounds. It's gonna be a corner kick for Lansing.
Great counterattack, trying to go off that corner. Headed away by Novello, looking for upward progression. Madiri and Costaglanis, a little miscommunication. Max Crawford was there, able to play Madiri. Madiri had a chance to whip in a ball, headed away by the Grand Rapids, but they stayed fighting with it. Costaglanis got over to the side, just forces a corner, and Ali Ahmad is dangerous with these. It's going to be tough. See if maybe Spencer Powell or Ben Novello can get a leaping header.
Here comes the kick. There was a header by Costaglanis with nothing there. A shot, and it's blocked by a Grand Rapids defender. Now they have gained possession as they try and pass it over, but it's too much angle on the right, and it's going to be a throw-in for the Robins.
Great chance off the set piece. Shouts for a handball in there. Maybe be a little too far-fetched of those ones, but definitely starting off this game positively for the Robins.
All right, back on offense is the Robins. Over on the far corner. And it looks like it's going to be a throw-in for Lansing. Looked like a player got tripped up. I believe that was Drieske who got tripped up there. Oh, my bad, not Drieske. That was Carter Hagan that got tripped up as the ball was sailing out of bounds. And it looks like it's going to be Max Crawford throwing it in. He's going to go for the long ball.
We talked about these throughout the season, is the fact that you can create a set piece just from a throw and having this long throw and having the arm to get it there.
Here's the throw. He's right into the thick of it. Looked like Madiri had a shot, but he was tangled up by a Grand Rapids player. Meanwhile, Swatton kicks it, sails way high up, and it just goes out of bounds. Ahmad tries to keep it inbounds, but it was no good. Grand Rapids on the throw-in right now. Tries to get the fast break, nothing going there. And it's going to be an offsides.
Grand Rapids having a great chance there, just getting a little stray offside. Definitely a little bit of back and forth. Definitely don't expect this from the team that is currently residing at tied for bottom of the league. They're giving Lansing Common in this first 5 minutes all they can get is whether they can sustain it throughout the rest of the game.
All right, Borisman's thinking it through what he wants to do. And he's going to pass it. Like he passed it over to Heel. Now he gives it over to Swatton. Swatton tries gets it to Madiri, but is blocked. Gravis has an opportunity now. Racing for it is number 7. He just keeps it inbounds as he's going to pass it on back. Ahmad steals it right underneath his feet, but is taken right back by Gravis with a shot and is blocked by Powell.
Great job by Spencer Powell to get his rear on that one. Just didn't provide in that wall. Spencer Powell's a big, imposing presence in the back line. Didn't really need to do too much. His size alone creates that wall. He didn't need to make himself bigger. He blocks it away. Nothing really scary so far for Brooks Boersma. But the corner was threatening when Grand Rapids had a chance, so they got to be careful. Leaping headers from Novello and Powell are going to be important, especially with this different style of set piece.
Here's the kick. A little scrum right in the middle. There's a shot by Grand Rapids that is saved. Still a scoreless game here as we're about 6.5 minutes into the first half as Lansing Common looks for a scoring chance. Ahmad has it. Look, there's a little mix-up there. Heel now has the ball. Tries for a pass, but nothing going as Ahmad races for it. Meanwhile, Heel now has the ball. Passes it over to Ahmad. Ahmad with a big heave over to Madiri. Madiri trying to make a man miss. Back and forth right now on the left side. No shot as he is slide tackled. And it looks like it's going to be it's going to be a Lansing throw-in. Looked like it was off a Grand Rapids player last. Now Swatton with it. Swatton setting up for something. He's going to pass it over to Dreesky. Dreesky with it. Now to Swatton. Swatton with a kick. And it's going to go right into the hands of the Grand Rapids goalkeeper.
We have to go back to what happened over there on the defensive side for Lansing Common. What an absolutely amazing clear by Max Crawford. The ball got past Brooks Boersma. He was right there in the right place, got his foot on it. Incredible timing and incredible soccer IQ, being at the right place at the right time. Incredible switch over to Josh Madiri on the left-hand side. Could have argued for a foul, just not enough on it.
Meanwhile, a header by Crawford. Now as Dreesky passes it on along. Here comes an opportunity for the Robins. A shot, and it was saved. A great opportunity by Costaglanis with a prime scoring chance, but it doesn't go right past the goalkeeper, and it's still a scoreless game.
The dizzle-dazzle from Michael Costaglanis over there. He got by his defender. He had acres of space. He could have passed it easily over to Madiri on the left-hand wing. Carter Hagan through the middle. Ahmad on the right. Opts to take the shot. Not a high-quality shot, but definitely something that you can take positives for just going 8 minutes past.
All right, Swatton on the throw, and he's going to give it to the goalkeeper, Boersma. Now Boersma's going to corral it to the middle of his box as he goes over to the right. Pass over to Costaglanis. Banks off his knee and goes out of bounds.
Didn't get enough of the turn on the ball that you would want on that one. A little disappointing from Costaglanis, who's been sharp so far in this one. Novello
backpedaling into and then hitting with his face, but it's back with on offense to Grand Rapids. On the left side with it. Still in bounds. It looked like it was out of bounds with a shot, and it is grabbed by Boersma. Boersma's going to drop kick it. It's going to go past midfield. So without offense is Grand Rapids. A scoreless game here in Lansing Eastern. 9:20 to go into the first half. As they're just playing keep away now. Goalkeeper's going to bank it to the left. Ahmad's going to try and go for a steal, but nothing going there. Meanwhile, Madiri tries to race into the ball, but it goes out of bounds. Luckily, it's going to be a throw-in.
Geez, that poor camera woman down there. The pressure from the counter press from Lansing Common, putting the pressure on the number 16, just booted it accidentally at the girl in the yellow down there at the bottom of the screen.
Still in possession is the Robins on once again, another throw-in. Here comes Swatton. He uses it over to Dreesky. Now Dreesky with it around the middle. Passes on over to the right side. Going around with it with a shot. And it goes out of bounds. I thought it was going to trickle in, but the angle was wrong and it goes out. It's going to be a goal kick for Grand Rapids.
I believe it's going to be a corner kick, but Michael Castaglanis has started out this game very sharp, like I said, really making his dribbling affecting the defense of Grand Rapids, putting them on the back pedal.
Here's the corner kick. And there's nothing there as Grand Rapids is going to go for an offensive opportunity. They're crossing midfield now. There's two Robins about to chase him down. That was Novello and Heald. Meanwhile, Crawford has it. Crawford's going to set a pass over to Ahmad. Here comes Ali Ahmad. Passing it on over back to Heald. Heald's racing with it now. Gives it to Madiri. Madiri has a chance. Shot and is blocked. It's going to be another corner kick for Lansing.
Josh Madiri being cheeky. Tried to Travella it into the center of the box for anybody in red to hammer it home. Little cheeky there, but excellent. Soaking up the counter from Grand Rapids to try and prevent the attack and go right back on the counter.
Meanwhile, Ahmad with a shot. Trips up a man as he tries to corral it and it slips over his foot. Meanwhile, Boris is going to race for it. He's way out of his zone as he sails it over to the left. And it's going to be thrown for Grand Rapids.
Yeah, dangerous way of playing there. Only had one man back, but Brooks Boersma has the capability to just come out and play that sweeper-keeper role and just being able to set the pace and the calmness that the back line needs just to settle them down when there's only one guy back there.
Meanwhile, Heald just intercepts the ball and he boots it out of bounds. Still going to be a throw-in for Grand Rapids.
Coach Derby and I talked a lot about Jack Heald pregame, and we talked about him, and he gave heaps of praise, saying this guy, he may not be captain, but he is a leader through and through, calling out guys during practice, making sure that they give the maximum effort so they have the chance to make the game day squad. Lots of praise from Coach Derby for Jack Heald.
Nice kick there by, it looked like it was, I believe, that was Swatton with it. Meanwhile, the ball is bouncing around like a pinball as it sails into the possession of Boersma. Boersma back in his box, trying to find an open man. Here comes the kick, sailing all the way. It's going to land right into the feet of a Grand Rapids player as he kicks it out of bounds, and it's going to go right into the not into the ticket booth. It's still on the track field. Looked like it was about to bounce into the ticket booth. Grand Rapids has it now right around the midfield logo. Now racing for his Madiri as he steals it right underneath the Grand Rapids player. Corralling it now. Gets the ball back. Can't get past those players, but it's still in possession of the Robins now. Angling along to the left side. Now it's passed over to Swatton. Now it's Dreesky. Back to Powell. Here comes Powell with a pass to Swatton on the left sideline. Chips it on over to Ahmad. Ahmad looking for a shot. Instead, he's going to pass it right over the middle. It is Castaglanis. Castaglanis is going to circle around to the right corner. Here comes a shot. It's up. Nothing there, headed by a Robin, but the ball is still in play as a couple players have collided. It looked like that was Swatton who collided, but they still get the throw in now. Here comes Dreesky, now to Ahmad, back to Dreesky, now back to Ahmad, passing it to Powell. Here comes Powell. He's going to pass it behind him over to Novello. Now Novello's going to look for someone. He's got Ahmad. Passing on back to Heald, now back to Ahmad, triangulating back to Novello. Now over to Ahmad again as he's racing around over to the goalkeeper with a shot. Madiri tries for a header, nothing there as it goes into the hands of the Grand Rapids goalkeeper.
Robin's really looking into the cross, into the box. Michael Castaglanis had a great chance if he wanted to one-timer it from the edge of the D, went out to the right-hand side, whips in the ball back into the box, and finds the shortest man on the field in Ali Ahmad, who really put in a good header attempt And they once again try to get with Josh Madiri, who looked like he got hammered in the backside and just couldn't get enough. Robbins threatening.
A little less than 30 minutes to go in the first half, as we're going to have a corner kick for Grand Rapids as Swatton blocks the ball and it goes right into the concession stands. Looks like a Lansing Common staff member heaves the ball back over to the corner.
Got to be careful on these, especially if you're Grand Rapids, not so much Lansing Common. Lansing Common has gotten some chances from Grand Rapids corners, soaking up the pressure and being able to counter.
Here comes a corner kick for Grand Rapids. Kick sails up. Heads, looks like it was touched last by a Grand Rapids forward, but it's going to be a goal kick now for the Robins.
Yeah, just a glancing header that necessarily didn't glance the right way. Glanced off to the left. Didn't get as much of the side of the temple that you would want to put it into the back corner.
Here comes Boersma with it now. He's got a Grand Rapids player trailing him. Going to try and maneuver around as he passes it to Novello. Now Novello's going to give it over to, I believe that was Heald. No, right, Heald's right around the 20-yard line. Now there's Crawford with it. Now he's going to give it to Ahmad. Ahmad with Madiri on the left side. Not called offside, still has possession of it. There's nobody on him. He's just, the goalkeeper's all alone with Madiri. Oh, it looks like there's going to be a stoppage right there. For a second, I thought they were just going to let that play. Madiri had no one there, or no one near him.
I wondered. I looked down at our little sheet, and I wondered why everybody kind of stopped running, because it looked like the rest of the Grand Rapids players were tracking back. Madiri had acres of space, but when we look up, we see an offside flag. Must have just straight offsides. Excellent counter-attacking ability from the Robins so far.
Well, Dreesky gets tripped up as Grand Rapids has control of the ball. Pass is no good as it sails past the yellow sideline. He's throwing now for Lansing. Ahmad thinks about it, but he's going to give it to Swatton as he throws it back to Novello. Novello's going to angle over to midfield. It's a pass to Hagen. Hagen can't control it now as Grand Rapids regains possession. Now it's stolen by Lansing. That's Crawford who has it. Meanwhile, tied up is Heald. Now Heald gets pushed out of bounds and it's back with Grand Rapids. Stopped by Ahmad as we get a whistle blown.
Was wondering when that was going to happen, when we were going to get the first whistle against the Lansing Common Robins. Just a little too over-aggressive from Ali Ahmad. Saw that Jack Heald got dispossessed. Tried to win it back real quick. Just got a little too high with the foot. Easy stoppage for the official.
Meanwhile, Madiri now has it. Chips it along to Hagen. Hagen can't get anything going there. Looked like he had a pass, but it was blocked by Grand Rapids. Meanwhile, they're crossing midfield, ready to get an opportunity of their own. It's number 18 around the right corner. Boris was trying to call for someone, trying to block a shot. Passed over down to number 9. A shot's blocked by Novello. And it looks like it's going to be a handball as he was going down. Dreesky, it looks like he had a fist on it.
I believe they're going to call a foul in the build-up. That's what it caused. Necessarily the handball from Dreesky, but great awareness, especially with the counterattack. They had numbers. They had chances. Great call out by Boersma to his defenders to pick up the attackers to make sure that everybody was covered.
All right, Novello gives it over to Ahmad. Sails right past Grand Rapids player. He's going to pass it over to his right. Looking for an opportunity. A shot. Blocked. Still with it on offense as Ahmad gets pushed down. No foul there as Grand Rapids has it now. He was going to try and steal it. Nothing going there. He tries again, and he does succeed this time as he regains possession. Now he gets it to Hagen. Now Hagen to Madiri. Madiri can't corral it as it's stopped by the goalkeeper.
Man, oh man, chance after chance coming the Robins' way. Ali Ahmad, beautiful little spin move near the 30-yard line. Able to execute, passes out to Max Crawford, cleared away by the Grand Rapids. The Robins have another chance to go at it, playing in behind Josh Madiri, who makes a beautiful little run behind the defender. Able to get that space, just not able to execute on the pass. Otherwise, it would be 1-0 Robins.
Yeah, but it's still a scoreless game. It's about to cross the 20-minute mark of the first half now. Swatton's going to take that Grand Rapids pass. He's going to make a pass of his own to Powell. Powell's going to give it right back to Swatton as he crosses midfield. Now to Hagen. Now back to Swatton. Now Ahmad has it after the pass from Hagen. Trying to get Madiri open, but he's going to pass it over to the right side. That's Max Crawford who has it. Now he's going to give it to Costaglanis. Costaglanis gets a shot. No follow-up there from Lansing as it's stopped by Grand Rapids. Meanwhile, Drusky. Now to Ahmad, back to Drusky. Now he's going to heave it to Swatton. Swatton chipping it back to Ahmad. He's going to give it to Powell. Powell's going to race for it now. Back to Swatton. Swatton gets it right off to Hagen. Hagen trying to maneuver around the Grand Rapids defender. Now back to Swatton. Crossing the 21-minute mark. Still scoreless as Drusky has it. Wide open with it now on the right side. Going around with a shot. Nothing there. Drusky has it now. Now he's back in possession of Grand Rapids as they're going around the left corner. Trying to regroup now with it is Grand Rapids. Passing back and forth. Now here's a shot. Gets around midfield as Swatton. Heads it over to Drusky. Drusky's going to give it back to Novello. Now Novello's going to go over back to Drusky. Now he gives it to Heald. Heald immediately hits it off to Hagen as Ahmad on the left side looking for a shot. Goes around the player with a shot and is saved. No rebound there as Ahmad corrals it back. Now over to Heald. Ahmad right behind him. He's going to spin back over to Ahmad. Ahmad to his right. Gets a pass on over to Madiri, but nothing. Can't control it as Boersma is going to find it. Is going to find his way to Boersma. Now Boersma is going to pass over to the captain Powell. Over to Drusky. Now to Novello. Novello gets a pass over to Costaglanis as he is tangled up, and we're going to get a whistle blown.
Give you a minute to breathe, partner, and let you drink some water, but Ali Ahmad, so dangerous when he gets the ball at his feet. He has the technical ability just to make a man miss. Puts in a beautiful shot that had a great angle for you on YouTube. Just couldn't get enough of a height on it. It was easy, comfortable save for the keeper.
Here's Costaglanis with Heald with a shot, and it goes up the football uprights, not the soccer net, just the other one. And it would be 3-0 in football terms, American football terms, Lansing, but it is still scoreless in the game of soccer.
Our favorite way of saying that a little too much power on that shot. It's just saying it would be 3-0 for the Robins.
Crossing the 23-minute mark in the first half. We still have a scoreless game here in this regular season matchup between Grand Rapids and Lansing Common. Here comes the throw-in attempt now. It is Swatton. He's going to look for the long, it looked like he was going to go for the long ball, but he's going to chip it over to Ahmad, who's going to give it to Drusky. Now Novello over to Costaglanis, racing for it now. The shot, save made by Grand Rapids.
No, we talked about it weeks for the games prior that the final third effort has lacked in quality of balls. I will say crosses have been at a premium today. They've definitely been improved. Just need that final effort in the striker, the main man up top, just to get the ball to go in the net.
All right, back on defense now is Lansing Common. Grand Rapids looking for something, but they're gonna put it back into their zone. Just gonna pass it along to each other. Here comes a race for it in the right corner. It's Swatton. Kicks it out of bounds. Gonna be throw-in for Grand Rapids. There's the throw. Well, here's an opportunity now for Grand Rapids. The shot blocked by Drusky. Boersma tries to keep it inbounds, but it's going to be a corner kick for Grand Rapids.
One thing that the Robins are really doing that is making Grand Rapids really struggle is the compactness in the box. What I mean by that is the defensive line is playing so compact and they're playing so tight and they're playing with an even line, which is so critical, that the Grand Rapids is forced to take shots that they don't want. You don't necessarily want a shot coming from outside the box. Every once in a while, yes, but that feels like what Grand Rapids shots have been.
Here's the corner kick, and it's going to go over the heads of every player and go out of bounds, hitting the play clock as it's going to sail into the track field.
So what I mean more about that is the fact that that Grand Rapids is taking shots from outside the box. They're getting the corners because they're playing so compact by having the Robins deflect it, but Boersma's not having anything to really see because of how compact that back line has been and how tight they've been and how close together. And now, as you see, they expand out when they have the ball in possession, allowing the fullbacks to go out and attack and go more attacking mode, where the defenders in Novello and Pau feel comfortable in the ball to create chances for them.
All right, a little more than halfway done with the first half in regulation. Still a scoreless game here at Lansing Eastern Stadium. The Robins looking for an answer as Ahmad is trips and falls onto the turf. Grand Rapids now has possession and is stopped by Lansing. Ahmad now has it once again. Gets a pass over to Madiri. Madiri still on sides on the left corner. Goes for a shot. He trips up, hits his arm, and it's going to go into the hands of the Grand Rapids goalkeeper. He had a chance right there, but he got tripped up by the turf. And unfortunately, no goal right there. Still scoreless game here in Lansing.
Oh, Josh Madiri, I know a certain person's going to laugh at you at that one. That is a bummer, getting eaten up by the turf monster.
I'm about to say the turf monster. He claimed another victim.
I know a certain person is definitely going to make fun of him for that later on tonight. Just a disappointment. Had the numbers in favor.
All right, Ali Ahmad now has it on the right side. Thinks about a pass. He's just going to dance with the ball a little bit. He does get to pass off to, now he's going to get the heel done back to Ahmad. He's going to go cross field to Pau. Pau angling on the left to Swatton. Backwards over to Pau. He's going to give it to Heald. Now to Novello. Now back to Heald. Heald kicks it along to Swatton. Now it's going to give it to Ahmad, who goes for an immediate kick. Madiri doesn't get it, as it's still in possession of Lansing. As Castaglanis gets pushed down and a whistle is blown.
What is up with the Robins and the cheekiness tonight? I mean, you had Travella's earlier. You got Rabona's coming out from Ali Ahmad. What's up with the cheekiness? Are they trying to show off? I mean, they still need to score. Ideally, we haven't talked about it. You can get 3 points from this one, and you can go tied. You can go top of the league tonight. I love the cheekiness that are coming from the boys, but necessarily let's focus on getting the ball in the back, and then let's take 3 points and let's go home.
Yeah, we don't want that cheekiness to turn into arrogance, because arrogance will lead to your downfall. And luckily, they've had plenty of opportunities to go for a goal, but nothing there on that last one by Ahmad. Luckily, they're keeping it in their third. I don't know. It didn't look like it was good. I mean, I'm not in the best angle, so
I believe it would be 6-0. I'm pretty sure.
I don't know. It looked like it sailed a little left to the upright.
Or it's either 0-0 or 6-0.
No, it's definitely 3-0. That one by Heald definitely went through.
Are you sure? I thought that went right to the post.
I'm pretty sure that went through.
We got some subs coming in.
All right. Got a couple subs for the Robins. Going in is Jason Janowski. And Extreme Hawker going to be coming in. Out comes Madiri and Hagen. So Hawk is going to take over for Hagen, as Janowski's going to take over for Madiri.
Jason Janowski is going to force Ali Ahmad back out to his more preferred position out on the wing. Jason Janowski is so creative in the middle. As I say that, Ali Ahmad blocks a shot. But Coach Derby and I talked pregame. These were two guys that he expected to come right back into it. Jason Janowski, only reason he wasn't necessarily starting is he believed that Castaglanis, Ali Ahmad, and Josh Madiri totally earned it in training more than Jason Janowski.
Well, let's see if you can prove him wrong and see why he deserves to be a starter in this for this team, as Boersma passes it along to Pau. That's going to go back to Boersma. Grand Rapids on the right trying to chase it down, but Boersma was able to get it just in time to Swatton. Now Swatton's going to race for it, getting pushed around, still inbounds, right behind him. And got a little scuffle there by Swatton to number 11.
I don't necessarily know how the referee saw that in favor of, is that number 11 or 12 on Grand
Number
Rapids?
12.
Number 12. It looked like Brett Swatton caught an elbow to the head and he jerked back. And he was trying to get back to the ball, and number 12 had his arm over. But again, like I've always said, I won't disagree with the ref's decision.
Yeah, it looks like he went from a soccer player to an offensive lineman with how he was handling him.
With the aggressiveness that this number 12 has been playing with, I wouldn't disagree with you.
All right, meanwhile, Dresky loses possession as Grand Rapids now going to go back on offense. Boers a little out of his zone as he sails a kick right over into the stands, or just short of the stands as it bounces over the fence. Luckily, didn't hit one of the fans here at Lansing Eastern.
I think many of these players need to be careful and stop hitting people with yellow shirts, as us interns are wearing bright yellow shirts to show off the fact that we work for Lansing Common. Let's not have any injuries for people in yellow shirts tonight.
Yeah, that would not be a good look for the team.
No, it would not.
Meanwhile, here's the throw in from Grand Rapids, a big heave. Still has it on the right side is number 12, who was just scuffling with Swatton. Still getting at it once again as is going to be a corner kick for Grand Rapids.
I just said let's not injure anybody that's working tonight's game, Brett. And why'd you kick it at the poor photographer down there on the right-hand side? Jeez. But anyway, number 12 for Grand Rapids has definitely been the difference maker in this one. His come on has been bright, has been energetic, has been enthusiastic, really imposing his will with his strength.
Here's the corner kick, sails over the team and out of bounds over to the ticket booth. It's going to be a throw-in, looks like, for Grand Rapids. Must have touched the Robin last.
Hope Josh Maderi is okay on this far side. He's taken off a boot and he's walking without a left boot on. Hopefully he is okay.
All right, we got a whistle blown now.
Sorry if anybody heard the loud thud in our press box. We had I believe a phone drop, back there.
It's pretty loud for a phone.
Well, the phone dropped earlier. I think it's all right.
All right, Boersma has it now. He's going to stop it in place and he's pass it to Novella on his right. Novella's marching his way over to midfield. Shuffles a pass along. Now Powell has it. Powell kicks it to Swatton. Now Swatton's going to try and look for somebody. Gets a pass over to Hawk. Hawk is maneuvering around to number 12, who I just pulled up the roster. His name is Salvation Kiko.
Wow, another beautiful name.
Well, Hawk has now gives it to, now Nikiko has it. And it's going to go out of bounds.
If we're going to give a man of the match for the first 33 minutes gone in for both teams, Salvation Kiko has definitely earned it. He has come on. He's been such a bright spark for Grand Rapids. He's just so imposing with his strength, his technical ability is strong. Definitely somebody that in the locker room they're going to have to watch out for if he continues to play like he is right now. Seth Russ, somebody that Lansing Common used to know, played here for the past couple of years.
Yep, Jared Farnsworth will be replacing him on the field as the ball slips past him now into the possession of Grand Rapids, dancing for around midfield. Now right around the edge to the sideline. Ahmad's trying to race him down. Still with a chance with his Grand Rapids, blocked by Dresky. Now Swatton gives it to Ahmad. Ahmad stops it. Big kick. Tries to pass it, but nothing there. Racing for his Janowski. Can't get his feet on it. Well, here comes the Robins. Looked like they had a chance, but it is stopped almost immediately as we about to reach the 35-minute mark in the first half. Still a scoreless game here at the Lansing Eastern Stadium. Midfield with it now is Healed. Now to Dresky. Dresky's going to go behind him to Swatton. Swadden's going to go pass it right in between to Crawford. Crawford goes for something, loses the ball, gets it right back. Ahmad wide open on the left side. Let's see what he can do. Goes to his left, shot. Nothing there. I thought it was going to go in. Now Crawford has it, or regains possession with it. Now he's in the left corner, being backed up by Grand Rapids. Now Ahmad with another chance. Makes a man miss, gets a shot, and he scores! Ali Ahmad with a beautiful kick puts the Robins on the board. 1-0 now as he drop kicks the left corner flag.
Unreal solo effort by Ali Ahmad, getting the little shoe shine from Michael Costa-Aglanis. Excellent play from Ali Ahmad. Ditched the cheekiness that we were talking about earlier, let his technical abilities show. Managed to keep possession because he had 2 Grand Rapids players on him. Got a shot away, just enough of a curl on it. Beats the outstretched arms of Grand Rapids. It is 1-0 Robins.
Yeah, excellent play there by Ali Ahmad. Getting the Robins on the board here in this very, very close matchup against Grand Rapids. Great way to, well, we're still plenty of time in the first half, but a great way to get to that second half of this, or second half of the first half, if you get what I'm saying.
Yeah, I knew where you're going with that.
Yeah, great way to get to the latter part of the first half with the goal by Ahmad, as Grand Rapids is going to try and answer back here. With it on the right corner, is blocked by Swadden as it banks out of bounds, and it's going to be a corner kick.
Very positive start from Grand Rapids coming out. After the goal from Ali Ahmad, they went right on the front foot. Number 14 tried to whip in a ball. Brett Swadden was just there in the perfect place. Just headers it away.
Here comes the corner kick. And it bounces off the head of a Robin. Still with possession is, oh, it bounced off the head of another one. It looked like that was Novello that got a little forehead on there. And now it's going to sail out of bounds into the Lansing Common bench.
Good catch by Coach Derby. Good catch. I'll make sure to bring that up in our next pregame talk about how great of a catch that was.
Here comes a throw-in from Grand Rapids. Little mishap there as they triangulate the pass over to number 22. Now here's number 12, Salvation and Kiko. With it now on the left corner, being chased by Crawford. Crawford stops it. Nice job there as the Lansing regains possession. Big kick over to, now trying to get it to Hawk. Bounces off the heel of a Grand Rapids defender. Janowski tries to regain possession, nothing there. Now here comes Nkiku with the pass. Stopping it is Pau. Gets turned around, but he still gets a foot on the ball. Meanwhile, Ahmad, who just scored for the Robins as we hit the 38-minute mark, tries to chase it down. Here comes a pass. Nobody home there as it goes out of bounds. Goal kick, Lansing Common.
Max Crawford and Spencer Powell deserve their plaudits for that on that defensive stand. Max Crawford with a perfectly timed slide tackle to take the possession away from Kiko, who's been the star player for Grand Rapids so far since coming on. And then Spencer Powell doing a great job to shrug off the sidestep from the Grand Rapids player. And he believed he may have been fouled and tripped up, but stayed with it because, as we've seen from this referee, he's not going to give a lot. Stayed with it and made sure to keep possession of the ball and try to get rid of it.
Huge kick by Boersma lands on top of the head of Extreme Hawk, but it takes a bad bounce out of bounds, and it's going to be a throw-in for Grand Rapids. Crossing midfield with it now is Grand Rapids. Trying to pass it around to each other. Racing for it now on the left side is Salvation and Kiko. Tripped up by, I believe that was Crawford as the ball goes out of bounds. They're calling it a corner kick for Grand Rapids. As number 9 is going to march his way over to the left corner. Lansing's got just about everyone minus Ali Ahmad in the box for this corner kick. Bounces off Boersma. No rebound attempt for Grand Rapids as Lansing's going to try and set something up, but it is immediately swiped away. But it's going to be a throw-in for Grand Rapids. I thought that went off the Grand Rapids player last.
I believe it did. I believe it did. I'm again not going to argue with the lino and the ref, but I believe that did go off a Grand Rapids player.
Crossing the 40-minute mark here in the first half. Lansing's up 1-0 thanks to a goal by Ali Ahmad. Brooke Borisma is trying to signal for something. He's trying to tell everyone to go back. He's going to try and he's going to try and go for the big kick here. He's going to see if see where this goes. Here comes the kick. Drills it into the direction of Jason Janowski. Can't corral it, but it's going to bounce over, thankfully, to the possession of Costaglanis, but it is stopped by Grand Rapids and goes out of bounds.
Great hold-up play by Jason Janowski. Just got enough. It fell in between the back of his head and the front of the defender for Grand Rapids. Got enough of the foot on it without deeming a foul to be able to keep the ball alive over to Costaglanis.
Here's swatting over to Ahmad, who has the goal for the Robins. Gives it to Novello. Now Novello's going to chip it over in the middle, but it's going to go backwards to the back to the... Looks like that's Heald. Yeah, it's Heald to Ahmad, and back to Heald. Now he's going to give it right back to Ahmad. He gets a kick. Bounces off a Grand Rapids player. Now right into the possession back of Lansing. Looks like it's Costaglanis with a shot. Bangs off another Robin. Nothing there as it's grabbed by the Grand Rapids goalkeeper.
Another great chance. Good ball. Good crosses put into the box. That's definitely not the issue. Lacking of a final effort from those crosses into the box is definitely what is keeping this game within striking distance for the Grand Rapids.
All right, 3 minutes to go, or a little more than 3 minutes to go in regulation for the first half as Borisma corrals the ball. Going to try and regroup as he looks for a pass. Number 9 of Grand Rapids is just slowly stalking his way over to the ball, and then Borisma gets his hands on it. Got to bounce it a few times. Going to get ready for a big. I thought he's going to just underhand it, but no, he's going to go for a big kick. Sails it over to Hawk. Hawk gets his head over on it, but too big of a bounce into the possession of Nkiko. Racing around with it is, I believe that's Janowski. And here's Ahmad. Chance to intercept it, nothing, or no luck there, as Heald tries to race the ball down. Meanwhile, two Grand Rapids players collide with one another. Now here's a chance. Here's Ali Ahmad on the left side. Can he get another goal here? He's going to pass it to Janowski. A little too much as he's going to have to run around and recover it. Here's a pass by Janowski. Sails right past to Hawk. Hawk thinks about it. Doesn't go for the shot. Just going to tiptoe around with the ball. Passing it to Ahmad. Here comes Ahmad. Forward over to the left corner. Now back to Hawk. Hawk's going to pass it to Heald. Heald back to Ahmad. Here goes Ahmad. He's going to kick it all the way back to their right center or right back. That's Novello, right middle back. Now it's going to go to Crawford. Now back to Novello. And now the ball's going to sail out of bounds. 43.5 minutes to go, into the first half. Only got about 90 seconds left in the first half of regulation. Lansing still up 1-0 as we're going to have the throw-in. Hesitates a little bit. Goes for a big throw-in to Hawk as he gets taken down. And he's going to draw a foul there. Runs into number 22 of Grand Rapids. It's going to go back into possession for the team as we got 1 more minute to go in regulation.
Positive 45 to take from this so far is just, this game easily should be like 3-4-0. Let's be completely frank. It's just the final effort, just being able to be composed, find the right option. There's some guys making some great runs, some decoy runs that just aren't finding the ball that definitely should, and they would have a good chance to score. Just needing to be able to find them right now. Ooh.
A couple of Grand Rapids players trip over each other. Meanwhile, Swatton's going to take advantage of that. Gets a pass over. Here's an opportunity for Costaglanis. Can't control it, and it gets caught up by a Grand Rapids player, but it's going to be a corner kick for Costaglanis.
Man, just what, like, perfect timing. I mean, they must hear me out on the field, what I was just saying. Another beautiful run behind the defender into Michael Costaglanis. Just puts a little too much on the first touch. Almost went out of the byline, kicked away by a Grand Rapids player, but this is an excellent chance to make it 2-0 before halftime.
Here comes the corner kick. Shot is up. Novello with a chance, and it's no good. Sails over the crossbar of the net. Might have went over the uprights.
I don't know. I think it might have hit that perfectly sweet spot. You see that little like area between the top of the crossbar for the soccer goal and the underneath the crossbar for the field goal for football. I think it just hit that little sweet spot. An excellent chance, just too much on it and not enough to get over the head of the goalkeeper.
Here comes a heaving kick by Grand Rapids as it goes off the head of a Lansing player. Meanwhile, offensive chance here for Grand Rapids. Can't keep his balance as he falls face first into the turf as Boersma gets control of the ball. And that will do it for the first half. The Robins have a 1-0 lead here as they head back into the locker rooms. Nice, with a nice goal by Ali Ahmad.
Yeah, lots of positive. Ali Ahmad definitely being a difference maker. Grand Rapids are still staying in it, though. They got to improve the final third effort if they want to be able to put this game out of reach and go to the top of the leaderboard in the Great Lakes West Conference division of the Great Lakes Conference. Lots of soccer left to be played, another 45 to go, but there's a lot of momentum going for the Robins. Definitely going to be interested to see who they bring in the second half that can be that difference maker and that spark.
Yeah, speaking of which, we're going to take a short break. We'll be back with more Lansing Common action here as they have the 1-0 lead over Grand Rapids. All right, welcome back, everybody. We're about to get started with the second half action between Lansing Common Robins and the Grand Rapids SC. Coming into the second half, Lansing has a 1-0 lead over Grand Rapids thanks to a beautiful goal by Ali Ahmad. And we're just hoping that Lansing Common will keep the momentum up in the second half. For those of you just turning in, my name is Noah Stalker. I'm here on play-by-play. Josh Lee on my right here for color. So what are your thoughts on that first half, Josh?
I think it's definitely, there's lots of positives you can take away from that first half. Ali Ahmad's individual brilliance definitely is one that you can talk about for a long time. I think another one that needs to be talked about is how impressive the back line was. There was a lot of opportunities there where they were caught out, where Grand Rapids had a great chance to counterattack against the Robins, but they remained firm. I talked about it in the first half. They remained compact, they remained tight. They didn't allow them to have any chances, which gave them a great upside. So Ali Ahmad definitely one to watch out for. As I say that, I believe he's not in the lineup, as I say it, of course. But definitely individual brilliance has been the story of the first half. I believe Coach Sorrell will be looking for more of a team-oriented goal coming in this next 45 minutes.
Yep, out goes their lone scorer for this game, Ali Ahmad. In comes number 7, Sammy Omar, to take his spot.
Sammy Omar coming in, I believe. Is that Josh Maderi coming back? I believe Josh Maderi is back. Or is that Michael Casaglanis? Is the 0 looking like a 1?
Casaglanis wears 21, so that is Josh Maderi who's coming back. We did see earlier in the first half, he was walking on around the sideline without his left cleat.
Yeah.
Must have tweaked his ankle a bit, but it seems that he's ready to go back into the action for the Robins.
Looked like he just needed to get a little tape job from a trainer sitting on the sideline. And I believe, if I saw correctly, or no, he's going to come in a little later. It looked like Andy Ignatovich was getting ready to come in. Josh Maderi and Sammy Omar are the two that have come into this one.
All right, so it looks like Maderi will be taking over for Casaglanis while Omar takes over for Ali Ahmad. They have just broken their huddle, getting ready to start the second half here at the Lansing Eastern Stadium here in our state's capital, Lansing, Michigan. All right, Extreme Hawk will be kicking it off.
What a sprint from the line-out that went to the left-hand side towards the, can't see it on the screen, but he went for a full sprint towards the goal. That was impressive.
All right, Grand Rapids looks like they're ready. Lansing looks like they're ready. Refs are just trying to get everything in order right before they get the second half started. Once again, Extreme Hawk will be doing the honors to kick off the second half as he gets it over to Dresky. Sells the kick onto the Grand Rapids defense. Applying the pressure early as we get into the opening seconds of the second half. Big kick there by Lansing. Sails vertically upwards into possession of Sammy Omar. Gets it over to the left side. Here comes the Robins with a kick. And it rolls right into the hands of the Grand Rapids goalkeeper.
Josh Maderi donning a new look. He may be on a little chilly as looks like the wind is picked up. It's pushing towards the Grand Rapids side.
It's starting to get to the late evening here in Lansing, so the temp's going to drop a little bit. So Maderi able to come in prepared with an extra layer underneath his jersey.
I'm sure a certain somebody that I have mentioned who may be listening will definitely not poke fun of him for that.
Meanwhile, Max Crawford races in and steals the ball from that kick, from the Grand Rapids kick. No scoring chance there as Grand Rapids spits the ball out. Oh, Maderi crosses up a Grand Rapids defender as he passes it on to Extreme Hawk, but it's going to sail into the possession of the Grand Rapids goalkeeper.
Just a simple miscommunication, something that hopefully is still relatively early, but it is only a 10-game league. So hopefully that miscommunication can be figured out sooner or later because we're about to be halfway through the season so far.
All right. Nothing going there for the Robins on offense as Grand Rapids has possession once again. crossing midfield with it with a pass. And here comes a fast break. That is Salvation and Kiko with a shot, and it is saved by Boersma. He had nobody in front of him, just the goalkeeper. Mano y mano, and Boersma comes out on top with that save.
Wow, I mean, the back line's going to have to be thankful for that one because Nikiko had acres of space, had one-on-one chance, just simple miss kick from off the right side of his foot, had acres of space. Just surprising for how bright Nikiko has been in this one. The fact that he couldn't finish the chance there.
Ball goes from goalie to goalie as Grand Rapids goalkeeper throws it to his left. Robbins tries and goes for a steal, nothing there. Oh, here they come now. Here's Dresky with it. Angling over to the middle, gets a pass to Madiri with a shot and a save made.
Bright start from Josh Madiri, who comes back into this one. Had a chance, just put off there on the edge.
All right, here comes a Lansing throw, and ball breaks the sideline and goes out of bounds. It's Swatton with it. Heaves it over to Ben Novello, who banks over a kick off the head of a Grand Rapids defender. Here they come now. Number 22 on the left sideline, being chased by Sammy Omar. Has no choice but to pass it backward to the right defender. Now it's a big pass. And there's no chance there for Grand Rapids. It looked like it had something going, but Boersma was able to pick it up before things got worse. Here comes the drop kick to Extreme Hawk. He's still onside. Nothing, no shot there as it's kicked backwards or back to the back midfield.
Certainly looks like the long kick's going to favor anybody going Lansing Common in this half. It looks like a heavy wing going to the right, so just a simple kick is still going to elevate and push maybe another 10 yards in favor of the Robins.
Meanwhile, Grand Rapids in the right corner. Looks like it goes off of that Grand Rapids player last, and it's going to be a goal kick for the Robins. Here comes Spencer Powell, who resumes play by passing it to Boersma. Boersma's going to kick it all the way to midfield. Looked like Omar was the recipient, but he wasn't able to maintain control of it as the ball sails now backwards towards Boersma. Novello taps it along to his goalkeeper as he gives it back to Crawford. Now Crawford's going to race with it on the right sideline. Here comes a pass to Omar. Looks like they're going to still keep him on side as Omar goes for a pass. Doesn't look like he gets it there, but Crawford is able to regain possession with a shot. Goes left of the goal and goes out of bounds. Goal kick, Grand Rapids.
Excellent play. Sammy Omar is dangerous on this right-hand side along the wing. Max Crawford sees the run coming in from Sammy Omar, plays it ahead, giving Sammy Omar the chance to run into space and show off the pace that he has. Puts a good ball back into the box, just can't find a number.
All right. Just crossed the 5-minute mark of the second half. Lansing still has a 1-0 lead here, thanks to Ali Ahmad, as Grand Rapids looks for an answer back. Madiri tries to corral it, but it goes right through him. Meanwhile, Jack Hill tries to dribble it, but he loses possession. Still going to be a throw-in for Lansing. They're in the Grand Rapids third right now, looking for another chance to score.
Jack Hill looked to tell Max Crawford that I got to throw him. Instead, looks, surveys the options, and just immediately goes.
All right, immediately on the throw into Madiri. Madiri goes to his left, rushes in, tries to pass to Novello. Nothing there, and it goes out of bounds. Still going to be a Lansing ball.
Good idea from Madiri there. Oh.
Speaking of Madiri, here's a pass over to Novello. He catches it, but he can't control it as the ball sails over to Lansing's third of the field. Swatton passes it to Boersma. Now Boersma's going to give it over to Crawford. Now back to Boersma. Boersma sails a kick to midfield. A little too far to give it to Extreme Hawk. as the ball goes out of bounds now.
I don't know if necessarily the turf monster is alive and well tonight, but it seems like there's a lot of tripping going on the turf. I'm not sure if the weather that's been taking place lately is affecting the turf for the players, but definitely the turf monster is alive and well. Lots of tripping coming.
Still in possession with it is the Robins. Another throw-in attempt here. Throws it right in the middle of a few of Robins, but it's going to bounce away back to the defense. Now Novella's going to heave a kick over to Hawk, but the ball goes right over. Oh, not Hawk, that's Sammy Omar. But it's going to go right to Grand Rapids goalkeeper. He's going to pass it to the left back. Tries to go around Extreme Hawk, goes back to the goalkeeper. Now he passes over to his right. Grand Rapids looking for a chance to tie this game up, but it's stopped by Dreesky. Now it goes to Crawford, back over to Grand Rapids. Now here comes the man of the hour for Grand Rapids Salvation and Kiko with it on the right side, trying to go around Crawford. Now he's over to the middle, pass it on to the left sideline. Gets past Omar, but Omar is able to recover and stop it. Here come the Robins now on the attack. There's Janowski. Now it's a Hawk. Hawk is over tiptoeing around the right sideline. Now back to Omar. Omar gets tripped up right there, and it's going to be a foul, and it's going to call on Grand Rapids. It's going to be once again Lansing ball.
Dangerous tackle there for the number 6. That's just reckless. He knew what he was doing. Just going to take out the man. Sammy Omar is so dangerous on that right-hand side. Definitely have read the scouting report. Don't let Omar get space on the right-hand side. Just a clean takeout. Just dangerous. Not something that it's more of a tactical foul, but something that you still don't love to see. The fact that that could be very dangerous. Thankfully, Sammy Omar just got right back up.
All right, it looked like Max Crawford was going to be the one that kicked it, but instead it's going to be Swatton that does it instead. Here comes Brett Swatton with Omar to his right. What do they got cooking up right now?
Maybe a little bit of a dummy run from Sammy Omar.
Here comes Swatton with the pass. Goes right in between the legs of Heald. No shot there on goal for Lansing as Gravers looks for a chance to tie it up now. Here comes Nkiku. And it gets tripped up by Novello, and it sails right out of bounds.
Ben Novello threw all of his body at that one. Just dived to get it out of the way. Excellent chance with the 4-on-2 coming for Grand Rapids. Just can't get the connecting pass off. Grand Rapids definitely having their chances, just not being able to execute some passing that would lead to a huge chance instead of the shots that are coming from outside the box, which they've been doing all game.
All right, about a little more than 10 minutes into the second half, still a 1-0 ball game here for the Robins as Grand Rapids tries to answer back. Nice slide there by Crawford as it goes out of bounds. Still gonna be a throw-in for Grand Rapids as they're gonna go try and resume their attack.
Looks like they got a long throw specialist of their own. That'll create some havoc in the box.
Got a couple of Grand Rapids players that are in the box right now, surrounded by some Robins. Here comes the throw. Bangs off of one player. Powell's able to stop it. A big kick there by Lansing. Trying to get it to Extreme Hawk. Ball still in play. And the ref's ruling it touching a Robin last. So it's be another throw-in for Grand Rapids.
Good pressure from Jack Heald, just being able to, that ball was dangerous, and a little flick on towards Salvation. Nikiko was able to get a chance on it. Jack Heald just able to get in there, get in the way and boot that away to prevent any danger. Set pieces like those are just going to cause danger just for anybody, and the panic and the mass hysteria just are going to be important to avoid.
Meanwhile, we got a Grand Rapids player down as the whistle is blown. But Max Crawford is able to help him back up. Great, nice camaraderie there by Max Crawford as number 9 of Grand Rapids is slow to, or he's back up on his feet now, but he's limping just a little bit. Looks like he's probably gonna have to go to, head over to the sideline soon to see how that turns out for them as the Grand Rapids goalkeeper has possession of it as he passes it on to the right side. Hawk is eyeing him down. Still on offense with it is Grand Rapids. Interrupted by the Robins as the ball sails out of bounds onto the track.
Certainly looks like the number 9 for Grand Rapids is going to be coming off here soon. I mean, the head coach sends over 2 guys to warm up. Just limping in pain, which you hate to see. You don't want to see that. But definitely seems like he's going to come out of this game.
Meanwhile, here come the Robins now. Here's Janowski with a shot, and it is saved as he races around the kit to grab it.
Excellent save from the goalkeeper from Grand Rapids in Jack. I'm going to butcher his name, Groneveld from Australia. Multiple international players from Grand Rapids in Australia. I mean, they've got players from Canada. They've got Nikiko, who's from Nigeria. Major important players coming up with a huge save with Jason Janowski, who had a great chance, had the right idea, tried to put it underneath him. Sometimes you really think in your mind about if you should go left, right, high, low. Had the right idea there. He went low and right, and the goalkeeper just able to get 2 hands on it just to keep it secure and keep Grand Rapids within this one.
All right, here comes the Grand Rapids goalkeeper as he rolls the ball over to his right side. Hawk is trailing him. Here comes Jariski now, trying to get possession of it. Nothing there. Goes off of Nkiko's knee, and now it's going to be a throw-in for the Robins. About to reach the 60-minute mark here in the game. So got plenty of second half action here now at the Lansing Easter Stadium. The Robins still have a 1-0 lead over Grand Rapids here in this regular season matchup. Trying to separate themselves from the rest of their division and try and get some easy 3 points now. But Grand Rapids is going to try and tie this up and answer back. But so far, they're still stuck on their third of the field as they've got several Robins chasing him down as the goalkeeper's going to now regroup and reset.
The way the Robins like to play is play that counter press that is so famous when you look at soccer nowadays. Play that attacking style of football or soccer, whichever way you want to pronounce it. And it's really working so far for the Robins so far this season in making sure, forcing the other teams into poor decisions. That's what you see with likes of Arsenal. I know our president of game day operations won't love me saying the fact that Arsenal played with this style. Villarreal, those are 2 teams that Coach Sorg showed in the pre-season meeting to the team to get them inspired to play that style of soccer. It's been working wonders so far.
Oh, the defense is breaking down with it hard now as Spencer Powell is the last line. He's able to poke it out and get it to the hands of Boersma. Near scoring chance there for Grand Rapids to tie this game up, but Spencer Powell's able to jump in at the last second.
Spencer Powell, the anchor, the rock of this team, being able to enforce something back there when they had a 2-on-1. It has the speed and the strength just to push off the number 14 off a little more to the left and being able to just get enough of the touch on it to allow Boersma to get back.
Boersma with a big kick now. Janowski's going to try and chase it. Here comes a shot over the goalkeeper. No rebound attempt there from Lansing as I believe that there's no rebound there because Omar wasn't able to get underneath the ball, but he does trip up a Grand Rapids player and he's going to get called for that.
Like I mentioned earlier, is the fact that this wind is going to play a factor. Jason Janowski knew exactly what he was going to do, and he read it perfectly. Where the Grand Rapids player stepped too far, and Janowski's just run after it with an excellent strike with the left foot, giving the goalkeeper all sorts of trouble back there. Just can't find enough height or on the corner of it. Grenevald is making a huge difference to keep Grand Rapids in this one.
Another whistle blown now. He's going to go into back to the possession of the Robins. Looked like another mishap there from Grand Rapids.
Jack Heald's going to get a little talking to from the official for his extracurriculars after he was certainly fouled. And he got up and may have, I'm not going to speculate what happened, but it looked like he gave a little like of a push to the head of the Grand Rapids player. Definitely deserving of a yellow card if that's the case. Jack Heald is definitely going to be the guy that you want in your battlefield for you, in your corner, no matter what fight you're going into.
Yeah, still got plenty of time. Don't want to mess things up here, but luckily Lansing is going to have possession of the ball here out on his free kick. It's going to be Crawford who's going to do the honors for the Robins. Play is resumed. Here comes the kick. Big boot over to the right corner. Can't get it to Powell. Too short.
Yellow card shown to Grand Rapids SC number 11, Elijah Moss.
Oh, it's a yellow card to Elijah Moss, a former Robin.
We're struggling up here as we don't have numbers and we don't have player names, and we have the Grand Rapids website up to look at certain players, but it doesn't have numbers and everything. But Elijah Moss, somebody that we do know very well, who we talked about it in the open, requested his release, went over to Grand Rapids, somebody closer to home. A little interesting that he got into a Jack Heald. Coach Derby talked about it. It was hopeful that that wouldn't happen. Seemingly it does happen. Jack Heald letting him know that he's not very happy that he left Lansing Common.
Here come the Robins now on offense. As he bounces it back to Novella. Now Novella's going to go for a pass to Dresky, but play stopped just a little bit, but Hawk's able to regain control. Here's a pass now to Janoski with a header, and it's going to go out of bounds. A little too far right, and it's still going to be a 1-0 game for Lansing. 63-51 has been played in this game. Lansing looking to stay on top.
Jason Janoski, I guess you could say the social media star of this team, has over 28,000 followers on Instagram, over 70,000 on TikTok. Been a real spark into this one, especially in the second half, offering chance after chance after chance, giving some opportunities to the Robins to look forward to and to continue to press and go harder and faster to try and make this game out of reach for the Grand Rapids.
All right, here comes Grand Rapids now. Swarmed by 3 different Robins as he gets it off to Nikiko. Stopped by Crawford as now on the transition with it is Jack Heald. Gets shoulder tackled by Nkiko, and that's going to get called.
Essentially, the ref's telling Nkiko there, be smart. Come on, like, use your brain. It's quite clear. Put a shoulder into the back of Jack Heald, trying to be aggressive after losing possession. Great tackle there by Max Crawford. Referee saying, be smart. It was clear as day that was an easy foul to call.
All right, Max Crawford's going to get the free kick now for the Robins. Before he has a little conversation with the referee, let's see what's going on there.
I believe Max Crawford wants Nkiko to back up a little more. Nkiko looks like he's encroaching a little bit, giving Max Crawford the ability to put in the ball without being impeded.
All right, whistle's been blown. Crawford's ready to go. Here comes the kick. He's going to pass it to Omar on his right side. Omar trying to make a man miss, but it's poked out, and it's going out of bounds. Still going to be a Lansing ball. Omar's going to try to go for the throw-in now. And he declines it. It's going to go, Crawford's going to do it for him.
I believe we got a couple subs coming in right now.
A couple subs for Grand Rapids, and looks like a few Robins are warming up right now.
I believe that is Damien Adai over on the right-hand side, Andy Ignatovich, and I believe that is a Michael Costa-Galanis getting ready to come on here within maybe, let's say, like the next 10 minutes to try and offer that spark, maybe to get a second goal, or just to have reinforcements to shut this game down and give the win to the Robins.
Here comes the long ball here from Crawford. He throws it right in the middle of it, bounces off the head of a Grand Rapids player still in play. Janoski stops it. Here comes a chance right here from Heald. Now over to Janoski as he races around to the left corner. Still in bounds with it is And I believe they're going to call a corner kick on that.
Yeah, they are. I don't believe I don't necessarily believe it necessarily went out. But Jason Janowski did a great job of giving the impression to the official that it definitely went out. Grand Rapids didn't seem too happy about it, but it's going to be a corner.
Yep, Janowski's going to be the one kicking it in the corner for Lansing. Got a few Robins in the box right now as he gets the kick. Goes off ahead. Another one. Triple or off of 3 different heads there as it sails over the crossbar of the net and out of bounds.
That was chaotic, to say the least. Great ball in from Jason Janowski, who looked like he almost got interfered with a little bit by some of the ball kids behind him. And a header in, header away. No matter what, it looked close.
Another corner kick for the Robins. Here comes a shot. Nothing there. Still in bounds. Nope, they're going to call it out of bounds. It looked like it was in bounds.
Another corner kick. Oh, my goodness, the chaos. I mean, Grand Rapids is getting lucky. It's not 2-0. Great chances here for the Robins off of corners. Just can't execute. The ball is still staying in the box somehow.
And so now they're just going to move over to the opposite side of the field and see if they see if any luck, or if they'll have any better luck on this side than the other side. Janowski once again is going to be kicking it. He's ready. Here comes the kick. And it goes immediately off the chest of a Grand Rapids defender. It is now going to be a throw-in for the Robins. Janowski's going to toss it over to Sammy Omar. Omar's going to go around a few players. Gets checked down, but Crawford's going to regain possession. And it's going to blow a little to the right, or a little to the left, and it's going to be a goal kick, Grand Rapids.
Max Crawford offered a thunderbolt from outside the box. Just carried a little too far to the left. But in Kiko, again, imposing his will. Robin player goes down a little too easy. And then Kiko just offering that strength that it's so vital. I mean, Kiko's a force to be reckoned with. He's 6'4", over 200 pounds. I mean, this guy is really enforcing his will so far on this game.
All right. Swatton was racing with it as Omar gets it, but loses possession. Now it's back over to Extreme Hawk. Hawk passes it to Dresky. Dresky over to the right side now to Crawford. Crawford looking for a shot. He gets one. Goes right into the breadbasket of the goalkeeper.
Max Crawford looking to whip it across into the middle of the box with options in there with Extreme Hawk. Looked like Sammy Omar was racing in. Just not able to find that last number to get the ball into the back of the net. It's going to definitely be an emphasis point. Not the crosses. Crosses have been pretty decent today, I would say. Just about the final effort just to execute the ball into the back of the net.
About to reach the 70-minute mark here in this game. Lansing still has a 1-0 lead over Grand Rapids as Grand Rapids has no answer so far for this, for both the defense and the offense of the Robins. But they're looking for another opportunity here as Powell loses it. But now here's a chance for Grand Rapids, but instead of shooting it, he passes it and goes right into the feet of a defender.
That was a nasty challenge. That was very high on Janowski there. Spencer Powell, I was saying it earlier, the Turf Monster is alive and well. Got caught there, slipped. Excellent chance for Grand Rapids. Easily should have been 1-1. Getting a break with just unfortunate passing. Janowski just gets hit with a high cleat boot, whatever you want to call it. Grand Rapids players got to be lucky the fact that wasn't even a yellow card, let alone a red card.
Yeah, I was more surprised that the Grand Rapids player didn't shoot it. It looked like he had the chance to shoot it, but instead he opted for the pass.
And that's just sometimes not, it could be a whole number of things of not being confident, being told to pass it before shooting it for that individual player. But in that scenario, trust yourself, take that shot.
Meanwhile, Lansing's going to try a chance of their own as Omar gets tackled by a couple of Grand Rapids defenders. He gets up immediately, tries for a shot, but nothing there. All right, headed over to Swatton. Now the ball goes right past a couple Lansing defenders, and then it's going to be kicked back to Boersma, who's going to give it to Powell. Now Powell's going to pass it along. Looks like that's Swatton who has it now. Now he's going to give it to Dresky. Dresky's going to give it to Novello. Novello loses it a bit, gets bounced around by Grand Rapids, as Nkiko now passed it on to his right side, but Swatton's going to steal it from him. Looked like it was going to go to Maderi, but no, it didn't. Headed off a player, now headed off at another one. Bouncing around like a pinball right now as Jack Hill gets possession of it. Now Swatton's going to keep a kick to Omar. Omar sees it, tries to regain possession. No luck there, but Extreme Hawk is racing for it on the left side. Here he comes, now he trips down, but it's going to be called on Grand Rapids.
Yeah, easy call every day. Sammy Omar was in an offside position with the boot from Brett Swatton, but dropped back because I feel like Sammy either understood it, knew that he couldn't make it to the ball in time, but understanding his soccer IQ is very high. Being able to back off and let the defenders cause the chaos itself. Extreme Hawk pounces on a quick mistake from Grand Rapids, and the number 4, easy yellow card. I mean, Extreme Hawk was in. He was realistically the last defender. It was nothing too malicious. Easy yellow card.
All right, a few Robins are ready to sub in right now. Ali Ahmad's going to come back in, the lone goal scorer in this game, along with Michael Costaglanis. And also Damien Adai will come in as well for the Robins. Coming out will be Swatton. And I believe, yeah, Maderi is coming out too.
One more player is supposed to be coming out, I believe, unless they already did come out. Swatton. There's one player sitting. I can't see the number, but everybody has made their way. Oh, it's Sammy Omar. Sammy Omar has exited this one for Ali Ahmad and Michael Costaglanis.
And number 21, Michael Costaglanis.
All right, Ahmad slides a pass over backwards to Novello.
Replacing number 7.
Now it's going to go over to Boersma.
Number 5, Brett
Boersma with a big kick over back to the Grand Rapids third.
8, Josh Mattery.
Meanwhile, getting knocked down is Ahmad as the ball goes out of bounds.
Ali Ahmad just knows how technically creative he is. He's so good. He can impose his will, not through the strength like Nkiko has been through Grand Rapids, but he's just so technically strong and ability to weave in with how he controls his body, and especially the lower half, being able to move the ball in the way that he has. It's definitely causing Grand Rapids problems, and you'd rather just shut it down before he even gets a chance to be creative.
All right, Crawford's going to do the free kick right here. He's ready. Here comes the kick. Sails up into the box off the head of a Grand Rapids defender. Ball's going to trickle its way over out of bounds. And it is... Oh, they're calling it on Grand Rapids balls. Looked like it went off of them last, but I guess not.
Yeah, the officials overruling the linesman there. It was quite clear Extreme Hawk didn't touch the ball. It went off with a header, and the linesman just assumed that Extreme Hawk touched it quite clearly. Good thing the ref overruled his linesman there.
All right, long throw here for Max Crawford. He's getting set up for it. Here he comes. Here's the throw. Off the head of a couple players, and it's going to go out of bounds. Another throw in for Lansing.
See, let's see if it's rinse and repeat now. Instead of Max Crawford, it's going to be Damien Adai on the long throw.
All right, less than 15 minutes to go in regulation in this tight matchup between Lansing and Grand Rapids. Noah Stalker here on play-by-play. Josh Lee on color here at the Lansing Easter Stadium as a shot by Lansing is saved by the Grand Rapids goalkeeper.
I'm not sure why Michael Costaglanis is playing for the Michigan State club team. He should definitely be starting for Michigan State University's varsity team. He has been exceptional since joining the Robins. Every time he comes on, every time he gets the ball, it feels like danger's coming. He has the ability to execute quick shots. So impressive from Costaglanis.
Yeah, well, remember in that friendly against Ypsilanti, having those 3 goals in a matter of like 6 to 7 minutes goes to show what kind of player he is. Meanwhile, on the attack right now was Extreme Hawk, but he gets tied up between a Grand Rapids defender as they now go back on the attack. Novello's going to rush in to try and stop it. Ball's going to go over to the right sideline, stopped by Grand Rapids. looking for something here as we approach the 77-minute mark in the game. Now Salvation in Kiko with it, moving over to his right as he passes it in around the middle. Entering the box right now is Grand Rapids as Dreesky knocks him down. No foul there as a save is made by Boersma.
Great save by Boersma. The number 14 looked like he even dragged Dresky down and was shouting for a penalty. That would have been a very soft penalty to give, especially if Dresky was pulled down and the Grand Rapids player was there to be able to follow it up. Easy, comfortable save for Boersma as it was just directly right at him.
All right, here comes Grand Rapids once again as Crawford is able to stop any momentum as it goes to Boersma. Boersma with a big kick off the forehead of the number 3 of Grand Rapids. Still stays in bounds, and now it's going to trickle out. Going to be throwing now for Lansing. Looks like it's going to be Ahmad that throws it in.
Substitutions coming for Grand Rapids right now.
Yep, a few Grand Rapids players are heading to the bench right now as number 15, 18, and 7 come in. We're about 78.5 minutes into this regulation. Lansing still up 1-0 in the third game of the regular season, as Ali Ahmad throws a deep ball into the Grand Rapids defense over the head of Extreme Hawk, as looked like Castellanos had a shot, but the goalkeeper was able to get possession of it first.
Interesting foul call there from the ref. I mean, Max Crawford looked like he was jockeying for position, just calls it. Grand Rapids is going to try and throw the kitchen sink at Lansing Common, just trying to find a goal to get a point and stop Lansing Common going top of the Great Lakes West Division in the Great Lakes Conference.
All right, between the legs of Castellanos now is Grand Rapids. Here's a shot. It's going to go right to the head of Ahmad. So it's over the head of another player. But Grand Rapids going to go, has a chance now. It is stopped by a die. Still with it in the Grand Rapids third is, or in the Lansing third is Grand Rapids as the ball goes out of bounds.
Yeah, it looks like Lansing's really getting pushed back onto their back foot right now. Grand Rapids is desperately searching to get a tying goal in this one. Grand Rapids, like I said, they're going to throw their kitchen sink at this one. And head coach Edith Marich for Grand Rapids is going to try and find anything he can to salvage a point and salvage their season, as they've only played 2, but they've only picked up a point from it.
10 minutes to go in regulation now, so 1-0 ball game for the Robins. Midfield is now a big header by Dresky. A couple of Robins are racing for it. Kicked up in the air. Lands right into the cleats of a Grand Rapids defender. Ball's bouncing around a lot. Now back over to midfield with it is number 15 of Grand Rapids as he passes it on. Now the ball is going to go right into the possession of Brooks Boersma as he corrals the ball on the left side. Getting a little too close for comfort right there. But Boersma was able to grab it, and now he's going to reset play and send the ball over to, I believe he's going to try and go for a drop kick.
So smart by Boersma there. He understands the situation that they're in. He knows what he's doing. He's wasting as much clock as he can. The ball is still alive, so you can't add any extra time for it. So smart from him.
Ooh, another a scoring chance by a Hawk is no good as it goes right to the goal, and he gets knocked down. He looks like he was shaking up a little bit, but he's able to get up on his own power.
Grand Rapids players complaining and trying to call for a foul. I don't unnecessarily see where it was going. Stream Hawk just trying to be physical with it. Had a chance to go with it. Could have found the second goal of the game that would have put it out of the reach.
About 8 minutes to go in regulation. Grand Rapids still looking for their first goal as they're down 1-0 here at the Lansing Eastern Stadium. Here comes an opportunity for them right now. Racing for it is Powell and Adai. They're able to get a stop on it. It is blocked by Powell over to Dresky. Now Dresky's going to give it to Damien Adai. Adai's going to shovel a pass over to Ahmad, but it goes over his head and off the forehead of a Grand Rapids defender. Now the ball's going to trickle over to midfield right on top of the motorboard on the midfield logo. Meanwhile, in the left corner with it is Costaglanis, who kind of overshoots it, but a whistle is blown.
Refs coming back for that foul. Michael Costaglanis just coming a little too aggressive in there on the number 19 for Grand Rapids. I'm going to try and use a different phrase besides throwing the kitchen sink, but they are throwing everything they got with the last 10 minutes to go. Lansing's just got to try and hold on and survive this one.
Here comes the kick for Grand Rapids. Got a couple Robins are right there on it, linked arm to arm right now. Rest of them are covered into the goalie box. Here comes a shot. It is stopped by Lansing as the ball is going to go out of bounds right next to the linesman as he calls for a throw-in for Grand Rapids. There's the throw-in as he gets to the goalkeeper. A little out of his zone right there as Heel starts to stalk the ball a bit.
Somebody's doing a little racing on North Pennsylvania Avenue behind us. I'm sure you could hear on the live stream.
Another whistle blown as a couple of players are down on the field. Looks like it's going to be Lansing ball with the free kick.
Quite clear. Once again, Captain Spencer Powell, so smart. Just trying to waste as much time as you can. Keep it away from Grand Rapids. Don't let them even get a chance to touch the ball. Giving yourself as much ample opportunity to maintain this lead and try and waste as much clock as you can.
Here's Borsma on the kick. And then right in the middle of it was the Grand Rapids defender who heads it out of bounds. Once again, it's still going to be a Lansing ball as Damien Adai is going to be throwing it in.
Grand Rapids trying to force Lansing to go quicker. Damien Adai said, no, I don't want the ball. I'm going to drop it.
All right, Heel's able to pick it up. Now he gives it to Hawk, but it goes off his foot. Now it's headed by Dresky. Another whistle's blown in the moment. It's going to be Grand Rapids free kick.
Ali just got his foot a little too high. Not necessarily a foul, but just trying to warn him not to do that again. That's very dangerous, especially if it catches somebody on the top of the head or the side of the face. That's something that nobody wants to happen.
All right, ball goes out of bounds once again, right into the loving arms of the ball boy. Gonna give it to Max Crawford. Still gonna be possession of Lansing. Here comes the throw-in. Step up. Heading over the right corner now is Extreme Hawk. Extreme Hawk gets it. He's going to try and regain possession. It goes off the foot of a Grand Rapids player. It looks like that's number 4. And it's going to be another throw-in.
The Robins and Extreme Hawk, who I believe is taking the throw-in, know what they're doing right now. If you don't understand, they're trying to waste as much clock as possible. Essentially, they're trying to do what we've talked about in like a hockey shift, where it's necessarily you're about to win the Stanley Cup and you're trying to keep the puck away from the net at all costs. That's what they're doing right now. They're just trying to waste as much clock as they can to preserve this lead and give themselves the 3 points that they need.
A little more than 4 minutes to go in regulation. There's a good chance there will be stoppage time after the fact, but right now Lansing is cruising along with a 1-0 lead as they're in their Grand Rapids third. Knocked down right now is Lansing. It was Jack Heald. But as the whistle is blown, it's gonna be another free kick.
Yeah, I don't necessarily know why the Grand Rapids player was so shocked that the referee blew that. It was quite clear Jack Heald had the possession. He was going to be able to run free with it, and he just got tripped up by the foot.
All right, looks like there's gonna be a couple of Robins that are ready to sub in. It's gonna be Andy Ignatovich and Carter Hagan as we're about to reach the 3 minutes left in the game or in the regulation. Meanwhile, Grand Rapids has possession of the ball in their third.
Another thud. Second one of the game.
All right, on the right side with it now is Grand Rapids about to cross midfield with the pass along. Right in between the midfielders as looks like Janoski pushes the guy down. We got a free kick for Grand Rapids.
Yeah, clearly it was quite easy to call. Janoski just, guy got by him, had acres of space. Janoski just a little too much of a push. Easy call for the officials. Lansing Common is, Coach Sorg is going to bring in Andy Ignatovich and Carter Hagan in more of a role to try and just shore up everything and give some confidence to some of these players that are losing so much pace. Jason Janoski is going to come off, and Jack Heel's going to come off. Two guys that are a little hot-tempered right now. You don't want these, you can't lose these guys for next game or any game after, so you need to take them off. But try and offer something, stability in the back line into the midfield. Because right now they're getting outpaced, outstrengthed, just outbeat by Grand Rapids in the last 10 minutes. And they need, this is a desperate 3 points. Coach Sorg talked about it in the preview with one of our other interns, talking about how important it is to take points from every game. You cannot lose. They're in a great position with 2 minutes remaining. Taking 3 points is awesome. You got to at least take a point from this game.
Nice catch there by Boersma on the free kick. It was a little out of the net there. It was a little tricky, or a little dangerous, but luckily Boersma was able to secure the catch, and it's going to give possession back to Lansing as we about to reach the last minute of regulation. Goes over the head of Costaglanis. Extreme Hawk's going to try for something on the right side as he gets tripped up again. He's favoring that right knee as the whistle is blown. It's going to be a yellow card on Grand Rapids.
Yeah, another tactical foul from Grand Rapids. Pulling away at the jersey of Extreme Hawk when he had space to go. It was quite clear. It's a yellow card. Grand Rapids just going to try and hold on. Any pressure coming here within the last minute and trying to counterattack and throw everybody they have forward. As you can see, even though it's not on the screen, there's 5 players. There's 6 players back for Lansing Common to prevent anything coming their way.
All right, the kick by Ahmad sails left of the goal and goes out of bounds. It's going to be I guess there's something out there. There's going to be another attempt here from Ahmad. But Crawford's going to be one that does it. Now he can give it to Ahmad. Little pooch kick up there as it sails over the heads of a few players. The Grand Rapids goalkeeper loses a possession of the ball and is able to fall on it. And it's now going to be crunch time for Grand Rapids. They're going to be racing down the field. That's Max Crawford who's going to get the ball to Boersma, who's going to sail a kick way up high in the air. Bounces over to the Grand Rapids third as Constellanos tries to race for it, but the ball goes right to the Grand Rapids goalkeeper. And we have reached the end of regulation, and we are now in stoppage time. It'll be 4 minutes of stoppage time here. Ooh. So Grand Rapids has about a little less than 4 minutes now to try and tie this game up. Let's see what they can do here as they're right around the midfield area. Trying to go around a few defenders now. Right on the left sidelines, number 19. He's going to break, number 15 is going to break the defense. And it goes over Boersma, and he scores. Hold on.
It's going to be waved off, Noah.
It's going to be waved off.
He was offside.
Oh, Lansing just caught the biggest break they could possibly get. That ball sailed over the entire Lansing defense, but luckily a Grand Rapids player was offsides as the ref's calling it, so they're going to wave it off. It's still 1-0 Lansing.
Let's see. The refs are going to have a discussion over there. See what they're going to talk about.
If the call stands, this is going to be a backbreaker for Grand Rapids.
No matter which way it goes, it's a backbreaker for either. But it is offside.
Oh, that is debilitating for Grand Rapids. They thought for a second they were going to tie this game up, but now they're still going to be behind with like a few minutes left to go in stoppage time.
Whew. Take a sigh of relief. I mean, this is not the way that you want to end a game. You need to be better. This is not going. the end of this game is gonna. The first 45 are definitely moments that you want to take away to going into next week, next Friday's friendly against Red Cedar FC for a little bit of a Lansing day. But
Bouncing off of all the Robins' heads now. There's a hawk over to Hagen. Now Ahmad's going to try and get possession of it as he's tangled up with a Grand Rapids player. He makes a man miss. He's on the right side. He's going to go for a shot. But it's going to go behind the net and out of bounds.
ooh, they're calling this a corner, I believe.
Oh, Grand Rapids is not happy right now.
I don't blame them. There have been, I don't necessarily know about the offsides. I'm going to take it as not only a intern of Lansing Common, but as a soccer fan. But that definitely looked like that might have hit off Ali Ahmad's. We're seeing a replay from our producer. He definitely was offsides.
Yeah, he was off by like at least a few feet.
So good call from the line-out. That is an excellent call.
We'd like to thank our coordinator, Scott Overlander, for giving us the insight there. He's been the one behind the whole broadcast, helping us bring this broadcast to you guys on YouTube.
And thank you and welcome back, Scott. We lost Scott the last 2 games. The production value definitely took a little bit of a dip, having a bunch of college kids producing the show. Now we have Scott back, who's an expert behind the scenes, giving us this high-quality live stream today. And what's been a thrilling game.
Absolutely, it's been a thrilling game, especially the last few minutes of the stoppage time. And we're about in the last minute as Ali Ahmad races on the right side. He's looking for something. He goes over to his left, now to his right. Loses possession of the ball in the right corner. And the Grand Rapids is going to try and get it out. Try to make something happen with it as we reach the 30 seconds left in stoppage time. Here's a big kick off the head of Novello. And it banks over to Grand Rapids. Now on the left side, they're going to try and make up this goal. That's number 11 on the left sideline, trying to cross up Novello. He gets over to his left side. He gets pushed down, and it's going to be called by the ref as he stops play.
This is it. This is all you got. You might as well bring the entire team up. Bring everybody up for this free kick. This is in a very dangerous position right on the edge of the box. This is about as, you might as well throw everybody in the box because this is it.
Gonna need to build a wall right here. See if they could stop this potential scoring chance for Grand Rapids.
Let's see what Grand Rapids draws up here.
Here's the kick. It trickles over, kicked up by Ahmad as it goes over to the midfield to the right to the hands of the goalkeeper, way out of his zone, but there's no one near him, so he's safe. Here comes the kick from the goalkeeper. Now back into Lansing's third, off the head of a player. Now Ignatov is going to boot a kick over to past the defense as Carter Hagen still keeps control of it as it goes out of bounds. And that will do it for the game as Lansing squeaks away with the win 1-0 and improves their record as they get 3 points in this very tight matchup.
Phew!
That was a close call there at the very end. It looked like Grand Rapids was going to tie the game up in stoppage time, but one of their players was a few feet off sides and it negated the goal altogether. So Lansing's able to escape this one with the win.
Grand Rapids offered danger in the last 10 minutes, and that's something that you gotta look out for. That's the best time for danger to come. When you're tired, when you have no more energy, you still need to be strong. Thankfully, Lansing was just strong enough to avoid losing 2 points there. Picking up 3 points, so huge. Going to top of the Great Lakes West of the Great Lakes Conference in the Midwest Premier League, improving their record to 2-1-0. Taking 7 points out of their first 3 is definitely something that all of us would have taken at the start of the season. Thankfully, can take a break from league competition, go into next Friday against Red Cedar FC, which is a friendly, honoring Lansing in that day, where I believe we're going to be donning some extra special third kits to honor a certain bridge here. But what chaos the last 10 minutes or so.
Yeah, very exciting game here at the Lansing Easter Stadium. I'm Noah Stalker. I'm play-by-play. Josh Lee here on color commentary. We will see you next week as Lansing Common FC takes on Red Cedar FC in a friendly matchup, like you said. Just take a break from the league competition for at least a week. But with that said, we are signing off for tonight, and we will see you next Friday.